If you had the power to freeze time, what would you do? I would walk up to a random stranger, making intense eye contact until he notices me, and then stop time. While time is stopped, I would remove his underwear and put his/her trousers back on so he doesn't notice and start time again. Then I would reach for my bag and take out his underwear, still making eye contact. If he/she doesn't check for himself, I'd point to his trousers until he/she notices it's gone. While he's distracted by looking at his/her junk, I'd stop time again and get to a safe distance, then start time again. They won't know what hit them. Sleep a lot more. Get pissed off with work. Freeze time. Go home, watch TV, eat, sleep, and then head back. Got a deadline and haven't done the work. Freeze. Boss being a wang and demanding things without prep. Freeze time. etc. The possibilities are endless. This would make me a much lazier person, but to the rest of society I'd be like a superhero. Well, relative to the air's point of view, you are also moving infinity fast. The inability of the air particles to get out of the way of this incredibly fast object would probably cause them to collide with the molecules in your skin, causing nuclear fusion. In other words, you would explode. If we unfroze the air, then everything would be dark, seeing as the photons of light are not moving, and therefore you would be blind. If you unfroze the photons, then you have to deal with how photons interact with objects that aren't experiencing time. When time unfreezes, does all the light hit them at once causing a flash? Or does the light just disappear, violating the second law of thermodynamics? Also, if we are saying light is unfrozen, do we mean that the sun is unfrozen? And does that mean its gravity still works? If that's true, then the entire solar system will be torn to shreds when it is hit with the gravitational equivalent of a flash. This superpower is cosmologically confusing as it is dangerous. Rob a bank. Sneak my kids into Disneyland. I'd never be late for work again. Set an alarm for 7 AM. Wake up. Freeze time. Sleep in. Probably commit mischief. Move someone's TV slightly. Pretend I can teleport. Become a magician. Turn a painting around in a museum. Steal a diamond ring, but put it on the vendor's finger. I would go to cafes and freeze time, then just T-pose on some random person's table, unfreeze, then tell them they've got 3 days left. Yes, it's the only way. Stop the world and attack a 195 centimeters 17 years old teen with a barrage of knives and roadrunner. I would freeze time, put a random object in hand of a person I'm talking to, unfreeze, then ask why are they holding it. After they put it down, I would put it in their hand a couple more times to confuse them. Probably cheat on my fluids midterm that I have next week. Can people see you? If so, slap the hell out of people I hate. Point best way of revenge. Go to a McDonald's, eat all the food you can find, go stand in a corner, unfreeze time, and watch the chaos and confusion unfold. Well, if I freeze time, nothing can move, right? So no gaming for me in that frozen time. I'll probably learn for school Frozen, so I can play games in real time. Go to a university library, write that book I always wanted to write. At a later date, put it on a publisher's desk with the words "very good, publish immediately" written on top over and over until it was published. In the meantime, probably freeze time while making love, so I can thoroughly enjoy my lover's body. It's that, or descend into a life of crime by following wealthy individuals to banks, freezing time at the moment of transaction, and taking some tiny portion of their money. Or become political, freeze time around a certain president, write a letter admitting to all his crimes, and start time again with him holding it when he's being interviewed, and keep doing that until it gained traction. Maybe take this up as a hobby to constantly expose corrupt politicians. Play a lot of really fun pranks on people. Tie their shoes together, or switch them on their feet. Hide the toilet paper. Move their chair. Put all of their groceries back. Change the time on clocks. Shave eyebrows. Step 1. Go to the parade of an evil dictator. Step 2. Freeze time. Step 3. Tie his shoes together. Step 4. Go back to my position. Step 5. Unfreeze time and watch him fall, untie his shoes, and get back up. Step 6. Try not to laugh hysterically at the show. Okay, let's see. What are some minor things I can do with my own the world? win more fights, illusionary teleportation, sleep more, a lot, really. But I like the idea of simply pausing time to do simple things. I want to stop time and make a bowl of oatmeal in front of someone. I want to freeze time and throw a tennis ball at someone. I want to stop time and then convert a plank into a sword. I want to stop time and pet a dog that the owner won't let me pet. I want to open a can of soda then spill it, but stop time before it touches the ground, then take a pint glass and fill that fucker up, causing the other people to all be gaslit. I want to punch someone in the face in real time then stop time to get behind them, resume to kick them in the back, stop time again, and just make it feel like 4 to 5 people are going to town on his dumbus. Then teleport away. The fun things. Go into a shop and take everything I need to. I don't need to pay for it. It makes sense, I think. And once I have all my items I'll go back home and put my shopping away. I could do this with lots of shops and people would never know. I could freeze time before walking into a mall and go to all the shops, take lots of clothes and stuff, get a free meal, and then walk out, put all my things in my car, unfreeze time and drive away. I could be coming out with some on the latest phones and Macs. Apart from that I would use it to wind up my brother. My brother is 8 years old, so he hasn't bucks that he plays Fortnite on 24/7. If I freeze time I could turn off the TV without him knowing it was me. That would be awesome. Also, I'm not a thief. It would just be cool to do that. If it works in the magic ideal way then I'd probably freeze it like immediately and just chill for about a month. Catch up on about 6 years of sleep, relieve 3 or 4 years of stress. Think about what I could do with it, unfreeze and spend the unfrozen time preparing to freeze again. That'd be coming up with some sort of plan to guarantee myself a steady, significant, believable income while staying fairly low profile. I don't know what that would be, but I'm sure there's a ton of ways. I'd obviously have sex with every crush I've ever had, but after the first couple I'd probably come up with ways to use the time freezing to make them actually want to shag me. Even if it's as simple as appearing out of nowhere on their random night out and pulling when they're 8 drinks in. I'd probably use it mostly just for chilling at first, and then eventually after some years become the smartest man in history and do science and shit. Realistically I'd probably go public with it, or go to the government in the first week of unfrozen time. Well, first off I would freeze time at 10 o'clock every night, so I could sleep as long as I wanted and then wake up and have no time passed. I would definitely wait until about 2 minutes before class started to freeze everything and then walk at my leisure to my destination. From the outside, I would be so efficient and productive, but in reality, I would probably be really lazy. Although I would have plenty of time for my hobbies to perfect my skills. Heck, I could just freeze time for a month just to learn a new skill and then unfreeze it and have mastered the piano or how to draw the human figure. Heck, the sky would be the limit. I could spend a literal eternity with my friends by bringing them in with me. I could line up perfect trick shots and hit every time, and it would be great. But sadly, alas, no such power exists. But oh, what fun I would have if it did. Not to mention all the Quicksilver moments I would get to live out. I'd freeze time during meetings to go take a whiz and maybe grab a snack before I have to come back and endure the rest of the meeting when I'm late for work and get behind the imbeciles who drive 10 or 15 miles per hour under the speed limit. I would freeze time while I pull my car into the left turn lane that runs down the middle of the street and pass those fuckers so I can make the traffic light for people who cut me off and then slow down. I would freeze time while I move their vehicles onto the sidewalk facing the opposite direction. For pickup truck drivers who honest to goodness cannot see small cars behind them because everything behind them that is less than 10 feet tall is in their blind spot. I would freeze time while I rig up a series of wide-angle lens cameras underneath their rear bumper and a panoramic monitor on their dashboard. I would also rig up proximity sensors so that even if they ignore the monitor, they will hear, "Watch it, asshole," every time the sensors are activated. So let's say that some idiot at school is messing with me or talking about me behind my back. I see them in the hallway, insult them and turn a corner in the hallway, go into the bathroom or something. Freeze time and go behind them, unfreeze and walk quietly as they look for me to beat my ass. When they say, "Where are you?" I tap them on the shoulder, and when they turn around I freeze time, walk into a bathroom stall and unfreeze time, and say in here, and go back behind them, and say and over here, and punch them in the gut, and go to class.